Hey y'all, welcome to The Ambitious Belle. Today is a tough but freeing video for me today because I am resigning from my position as a payroll specialist at the job that I'm currently at. And today is the 4th of March. I'm very big on numbers, so I kind of looked up the meaning of March. It was definitely like the transition period, starting new chapters, accepting the old for what it was and just moving forward with it. So I just feel like today is very like a good day for me to do this big decision. So I'm gonna get into the reasons why I am resigning as a payroll specialist. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. First, I'm gonna give you a little backstory of how I started at this position. Of March 2024, while I was in esthetician school, I applied to this job because I was working at Home Depot as a payroll specialist. Not a payroll specialist. I was working at Home Depot as a customer service rep. And mind you, I've been working at this job for maybe like 5 years during and even after college. Like I was just so over it. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like I just cannot be my life. And there's nothing wrong with working at Home Depot. However, I've been with Home Depot my whole time throughout college, and I graduated college and I'm a year out from my graduation. So I'm just like, this cannot be my life. Like, did I just bust my behind for 4 years to work at Home Depot? There's nothing wrong with Home Depot. I know, like, one of my old managers, she was a nurse and she transferred into a whole manager, supervisor position, and even became a store owner. So I'm not hating on Home Depot. I got so much love for Home Depot. However, I just knew that it was time for me to go. So I started applying even while I was in esthetician school. I did esthetician school at night. So I did esthetician school 5 to 9, Monday through Thursday. So I just needed, and I was paying my esthetician school. I was paying half of my tuition because the other tuition, my other partial of my tuition was covered by FAFSA. So I had to still pay that. And I was just like, I just need more money. Like Home Depot, it held me down, but it's just not cutting it anymore. So mind you, I'm just so thirsty to get a job, like especially a job that a field that I thought I would like to go into, which is human resources. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go into this job, and yeah. I know I put mad gel in my hair, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go into this job and I'm gonna get this job, blah, blah, blah. So I did the interview for the HR assistant. I didn't get that position. I was so sad. I never forget, I was in Brooklyn and the director of that position calls me and was like, hey, Asada, I just want to let you know, unfortunately, we decided to go with another candidate, and so you did really good on your interview. I hope that, a position opens up. We'll love to have you on the team. Da, da, da. So I'm boohoo crying. I never forget, I was crying to my aunt so hard. I was just like, you know what? I'm just over it. What's wrong with me? Like, is it me? Da, da, da. Did I really do this for 4 years? Mind you, I always had my own business. Like, I feel like I could have definitely chose a different path, but school is just so, like, it's pushed to you a lot. And I was studying psychology, and I don't want to say psychology is a major where it's like BS. It's definitely not. It matters. However, I wish I would have set myself up a lot better and more strategic when graduating college and not having that mindset of, like, I got a degree. Of course I did what I had to do, but a degree should show, at least get me in the door. But anyway, I didn't get that position. So I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna do? So I was just like, you know what? I'm in esthetician school already, which makes sense. Asada, just focus on your business, focus on what you got going on, and leave it at that. So, boom. 2 months come. 2 months, I think it was a month, maybe like 2 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks. A position opens up as a payroll specialist at St. Mary's, and I wasn't aware of it. However, the director of that position gives me a call like, hey, Asada, are you still looking for a position? We'd love to bring you in for an interview, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh my God, like, it's looking up. Mind you, I've been told myself, Asada, just focus on what you doing in esthetician school, finish out esthetician school, do your best there, da, da, da. But, money is calling. Like, I'm out of here. So I wish I just would have just stayed doing lashes. But let me not say that because I learned a lot within this position. I learned a lot about myself. But anyway. So he calls me. He's like, Asada, so-and-so, we have this position. Do you think you can come in for an interview? So I'm like, yes. If I could have screamed like, yes, on the phone, I would have. I was like, yes, like I will definitely be able to come in for this position. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go in for position. But at first I wasn't going to go. So I'm like, y'all not going to have me come back to interview. Y'all not going to have me come back to interview. I feel like I'm so out of breath. I'm rushing y'all a little bit. Like I'm fake late. Well, not late, but I'm kind of running behind. But anyway, my bun looks crazy. Let me flatten it down a little bit. But anyway, y'all not about to have me come into an interview and not give me the job. Like, this is my second interview with y'all, but I'm like, you know, Asada, don't have that mindset. Just go. And my boyfriend at the time, he was like, Asada, just go. You just never know what can happen, blah, blah, blah. I get an interview, girl, they speaking gibberish about this position. And I'm just like, yes, of course. Oh, I can, yes, I can contribute to that. Girl, I didn't know what the heck they were saying. I didn't know what they were saying, but shoot, I was going to learn today. I was like, you know what? Oh my God, bro. Bumba clat. But anyway, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take it. So they gave me the interview. I kid you not, the next day they was called me back. Hey, Asada, we would like to extend this offer to you. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it's lit. Mind you, I'm still in esthetician school. This is a 40-hour job. Home Depot, I was kind of finessing it. Like, I have Mondays off. So I really only have like 2 days to work and do school. So that wasn't that bad. But girl, this is a 40-hour job a week. 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week. And full-time school for esthetician school. I am tired. But I'm still thinking about it because I'm like, Asada, this is what you want. Perfect. Like, I really wrote in my manifestation journal, I'm going to come up here because I'm in a town where I was not supposed to be. Like, it was just by default. Anyway, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to get my esthetician license. I'm going to work in HR. I told myself that. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And I did that. So I'm working at HR. So it's going good for the first few months. Like, this was like May to June, December. No, May to like September. Maybe mid-October. Just mid-October. Maybe even that. I don't know. Maybe a little sooner. But anyway, it was going pretty good. It was actually going pretty good. I'm like, okay, I could get like used to this job. I graduated esthetician school. I'm working my big girl job. Very grateful. Now, this is where the boat started rocking. We're going into this new system. So this new system, going into the new system, like there was no, like going into the new system was definitely like preparing for the best. Like, we're going to go into this new system. Everything is going to be so much easier than what it is now. And this will allow us to really focus on the logistics, like stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm kind of happy going to this. The person that's running payroll, you know, she works really hard. Running payroll was like a headache, but anyway. I was like, okay, this will definitely make the payroll process way easier than what it is now. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm happy to go to a new system. I'm operating in the new system the best as I can. Did they give me a few instructions? Yes, they did. However, I feel as though they could have been more hands-on as leadership and showing everyone within an organization how to operate this new system. I kind of feel like we was all thrown to the wolves and like, here go this manual and here go this. And we just got to figure out. But then again, I do feel like they were figuring out just as much as we was figuring out. So I'm like, all right, how much can y'all tell us? But I just really, especially within my apartment, I feel as though I wish I would have had more support. But anyway, so we're going into this new system, right? We're all kind of getting flustered. It's definitely near the holidays, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Mind you, we're transitioning into the system like the beginning of the year of 2026. That's a lot. You have family, you have vacations, you have this, you have that. You know, it's just a lot going on. I kid you not, I didn't even enjoy it. I'm not really a big holiday person, But like, I didn't even get to like relax on the day that I had off. Like, I was working, which they did not tell me to work. No one told me to work overtime. Like, I wasn't even getting paid to do it. However, I feel like I had to meet the obligation. I had to meet my obligations. Like, everyone is busting their behind. I'm busting my behind too. We're just trying to meet this deadline, so and so. So I was working on this report, right? This is where it really started getting like shaky. So I was inserting things into UKG and I was making mistakes. When I tell you, my manager print out every mistake that I made, like had documents of like the mistakes that I made, and had a conversation, which I don't like. I really did like my director. That person was really cool. And I was like, I feel as though he had like kind of the same learning style as I had. So he was just very attentive to me. Like, Asada, let me, what, if I'm showing you these steps, instead of me verbally showing it to you or like telling you, let's go over it together. Let's set up a meeting. He was really supportive. So I'm like, okay. But anyway, so he had all my mistakes lined up. So I'm like, all right, girl, you got to get it together. Like, whew. It was just a lot going into new system. We're doing dual entry. I'm just tired. Anywho. So long story short, I was just having like a couple of errors within the organization, and I was working with someone where it was just weird energy. I'm not gonna get more into depth of like the whole situation within the job that I was working for. I just feel like that's just not necessary at the moment. Anyway, with everything has been going on, I've been telling myself, like, before things started getting rocky, like, this position is just not for me. Like, I don't feel filled at this position. I just feel like I was there in a sense. I was doing my job, of course, but, I didn't feel included within my department. But anyway. So I've just always had those feelings. But even besides that, I knew from the jump, I was like, yeah, this job is not for me long term at all. Like, this is definitely a short term. This is definitely an opportunity for me to save my money, invest in what I want to do. Like, that sort of stuff. But I always had in the back of my head. And for some reason, I just had that voice in the back of my head saying to me, don't get comfortable, Asana. Like, that would be your biggest mistake, to get comfortable. And I just knew. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get comfortable. But for some odd reason, I was like, yeah, I want to work with numbers. Payroll just not what I thought it would be. Let me say that. It's just not what I thought I was going to do. But anyway, something else happened. And I really just sat to myself, like, it's time for you to go. Like, if these people don't fire you right now, girl, your ass is coming. So I was just like, yo, I can't. I was like, you know what? Before y'all even do it to me, I'm going to do it for you. And I'm not saying that I was a horrible worker. I was not horrible. I did the absolute best I can. Like, blood, sweat, and tears, okay? I did that. Like, I did the best that I can. Do I feel as though they probably think I didn't do the best I can? Yeah, but I don't want to think like that. But sometimes I did feel like, do they think I'm not doing my job? Like, it'll just be certain things they'll say to me. I'm just like, I'm doing my job. Like, I don't know what I yeah. But recently, yesterday, I was like, I just had the realization, like, you know what? It's just time for me to pack it up here. Like, I didn't even make a year. I think I need like a couple of months. Almost a year. It's March, April, May. I would have made a year in 2 months. But I'm like, I just can't deal with it. I don't want to be in an environment like that anymore. Like, the environment is definitely like, I don't know how to explain it. I just didn't mean, my spirit just didn't feel comfortable. Like, it was never an environment. I'm like, I can breathe. Like, no, it just always feel like I was on 10s. My anxiety is skyrocketing. You got 1,000 people emailing you about the same thing. You're doing your work getting added to you just off the hop. I'm like, oh my God, like, can I catch up on the work that I have already? But anyway, the position was just a lot. Plus, it just wasn't aligned with who I am. It was an office job. I'm not really talking. I'm not really moving. I'm kind of and I share the office. I'm kind of in the office with a person, you know, she was cool. That person was cool. Cool. So I'm sharing the office. It's just not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. And not what I know that I'm capable of. I was like, you know what, Asada, with the situation that occurred, I'll tell you down the line. But with the situation that occurred, and plus the previous feelings that I have been feeling, I was just like, you know what, I think is time for me to just pack it up. Let's get into what I have learned from this experience. So I definitely learned that nothing is built overnight. Like, you have to prep yourself. You have to, prep yourself. You have to plan. You have to, then that's when the execution really gets done, because you did all this prior time to getting yourself together, getting the system together, and, build any system so it can flow properly. Like, I definitely learned that every hand counts, honestly, in order for something to work. And this job definitely taught me the meaning of teamwork makes the dream work. This job also taught me that I'm very stronger than I thought I was. Like, because even when things were looking down for me, I continued to push through. I continued to give the absolute best. Even when I felt like I was just dying inside, I continued to just do what I had to do. At that time, I feel like I continued to do what I had to do at that time. I also learned that it's okay that everyone don't like you. Like, when I was younger, I used to be so devastated. Like, she doesn't like me, or he doesn't like me. Like, I didn't do anything. Girl, that just job showed me, like, I don't give two booty cheeks who don't like me. No. Let me stop. I don't care who don't like me. Honestly, you're just gonna have to respect me. Like, you don't have to like me. You're just gonna respect me, and we're gonna deal with each other very casually. It's not gonna be no passive aggression. It's not gonna be any attitude. We're gonna talk very nice and very sweet to each other because we're at work. Yes, that's what I learned. Like, you don't gotta like me. You just gonna have to respect me. Definitely learned that. Back to the systems. Like, yeah, I definitely like learning systems and how systems operate. It definitely like, I like to take things on how can I apply this to my life more than anything. Not even for a job, honestly. Like, that job just showed me, preparation is definitely key to becoming, set up in the long run. It definitely showed me how to stick through. I have a bad habit of, like, not, like, I know the vision, I know what it's capable to be, but not seeing it through. In a sense, like, it's kind of hard for me to see it through. Like, and I'm breaking out of that, like, that mindset, like Asada. Okay, if you have 1,000 steps, as long as you get to those 1,000 steps to get to what you got to get to. So that job definitely showed me that, like, yeah, girl, you may not want to do it right now, but it got to get done. That job also showed me that I had to learn how to speak up for myself a little more, especially, like, in those type of environments, because your voice can definitely get, like, not thrown, but definitely get missed if you don't speak up, and then if you don't vouch for this and that. Like, I know I should have vouched a lot more for, like, certain things, but, like, the person that I was, like, working with, she was very, like, the person I was working with was very, like, I got it type of thing. And I'm like, bro, well, she got it, like, but not knowing how that is making me look to, like, my directors and, like, leadership. Like, what does she know? I mean, I'm not being taught it. Like, I'm being taught certain things. Like, I feel like the things I was taught is just very, like, half. Like, okay, I'm gonna teach you this, but, you know. And maybe it's just, like, my learning style. I really have to have someone either sit with me. I did have written instructions. However, certain things in those instructions didn't even apply to what I was doing. Like, you know, because things changed. The manual was written like 2-3 years ago. So anyway, I feel like, yeah, I definitely could have vouched a little more. But I was just like so drained from that job. Like, drained. Like, let me stop saying definitely. I made a great friend at that job. Like, it would be days where she got me fake through it. Like, not fake, but like she definitely did get me through the days where I was just feeling really like hopeless, or just feeling really discouraged, or just feeling how I felt. The T is, she knows a lot about that. Well, that's a lot about that position. So she just, like, you know, give me some pointers. She helped me tremendously throughout this whole experience at this job. And, well, so I'm very grateful for that bond that I built there. I also learned that you always got to bet on yourself and follow your intuition, because a lot of things that I end up seeing that no one thought I seen was because of my intuition. Like, I don't know. Like, I really feel as though it's my angels guiding me through this experience, because it was times where the answers would just come to me, like, straight to my face, like, this was going on. And I'm just like, oh, well, I always know. Like, I'm very quiet, but don't, like, take the quiet as, oh, she's like a little off or something. Like, it never gave off. It just gave, like, I just be like doing what I have to do. Just wanna go home. Like, yeah, like, I'm doing what I have to do. I'm not really for like the work politics stuff like that. Like, just want to do my job. But anyway, this is a lot. Like, I can't believe I'm really about to resign. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I dreamt about this day. Like, yo, this is how I'm gonna do it. This is exactly how it's about to go down. And sure enough, it's going down just like how I thought it would. But all in all, I really wish I would have listened to my intuition previously, before, you know, I had to get to this point where I'm like, yeah, I gotta go type of point. If y'all kind of like get the gist, what I'm trying to say. I can't speak too much on, like, in the future, I'm going to speak on, you know, the details. But like right now, it's just being so fresh. I'm just trying to give y'all like a little contact clues. But anyway, I really wish I would have did it where it kind of like left on a cleaner slate. But hey, every experience is meant to show you something, and you just got to learn from it. And I'm telling myself, like, I can't let it beat me up. All I got to do is take accountability and the part that I played in the situation, and move forward. Like, that's all I can do. Like, you know, definitely leaving out with grace, looking good while doing it. And just really overly thankful for this opportunity. I'm thankful for even getting I'm thankful to even get the opportunity to grow my skills, understand how a business actually is run, and understand, you know, everything that a job actually offers. Like, I'm proud of myself for obtaining this job, like having my first big girl job out of college. Like, I did that. I just had to show myself that it can be done, and I did it. And I did all I can do within this position, and I just feel like it's just time for me to move on. But however, the person that I was 9 months ago is definitely different from who I am now, because this job allowed me to look inward and not outward, and really understand, like, I'm a gift to this world, and my gift should be shown, not hidden, or just, it just needs to be shown. So that job definitely showed me that. And all in all, I'm just really grateful. I am. I have nothing but gratitude today. But yeah, I'm not telling no one. No one's going to know my business. I actually got a trip coming up to Vegas. Going to Vegas. And I'm still going to take that trip because I need a trip. Sorry. Not sorry. Like, I'm going to take that trip. And when I get back, do what I got to do. But yeah. Oh, I don't know how to feel, y'all. No, I do know how to feel. I do know how to feel. I do know how to feel. I do. It's just crazy, like, girl. Like, you're really about to go. You know that song by High School Musical? What about us? What about all the things we've been through? I'm gonna holla at y'all. I'll show y'all my I'll show y'all my outfit. Oh, before I end this video, I want to say, you know, always go where you're valued at. And if you don't feel valued, like, just continue to do what you got to do. Don't let that suppress you into being a person that you're not. Like, you know, always fly high into the stars and just do what you got to do, and they'll catch on later. That's what I want to say. Because, yeah. You just gotta keep going. I think that's what life is about. Like, knowing that this life is what you created to be, and not what no one else creates it to be. Okay? So now I can take a look at how I'm looking. Cute, everything you are. Very giving funeral, because I'm just passing by. I'm passed by. It's now time for me to go. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm about to go into the office now, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. So I just did it. I can't even see anything. I'm just feel so free. I can breathe. I'm happy. I cried.